Hello friends, welcome back to New Toy Tuesday, where I show you a new toy on Tuesday. This week's new toy is another Tim Holtz stamp and stencil set that I got from the Joann's clearance for $7.49. And you know, like I said a couple weeks ago, these aren't new stamp sets, but they're ones I hadn't purchased because I didn't want to pay full price for them, and now they're on the clearance. So check your local Joann and see if they have any left. I like this stencil in particular because I like this pattern right here. And this is a really delicate pattern, so this stencil in particular is going to be good to use with the brushes instead of the foams. And then the stamp set, this is just a lovely stamp set. Oh, that's kind of dark, isn't it? Let's try it on the white paper. Nice rose. This is what attracted me to this set, was this rose here. And I love this sentiment. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. How about a good reminder for all of us there? So we got some Distress Oxides to play with, archivables to stamp with, and I'm just going to do a quick art journal page with this set. And I'm going to do a little random stenciling through this using these darker kind of oxide shades. We have Forest Moss, Pumice Stone, and Vintage Photo. And get our lids off. We're going to move this down a little. So I can have my stencil popped up in the corner there. And, well, let's see. I'll just use this one that's for black, but use it for gray. And Pumice Stone is a very light color. So let's see what we get here. A little random with the gray. And we'll do a little Forest Moss. And a little Vintage Photo. Best brown in all the land. Oh, look how cool. Okay, so let's move this over and line it up. Should be able to line it up pretty, perfect. Do a little more Vintage Photo. A little more Pumice Stone. Is it Pumice or Pumice? I'm never sure how you're supposed to say that word. A little more Forest Moss. That I do know how to say. I don't know if you can, oops. I don't know if you can hear them, but the windows are open and the chickens are talking. Just move it over and line it up again. And we'll add a little more gray. Cool, right? Okay, and we'll move down. Now I can push that all the way up in the corner. And we'll line her up again. Looks about right. A little Forest Moss. I love this shade of green. I don't use it very often because I tend more towards, you know, the brighter colors and stuff, but it really is beautiful. It's a really good fall color. All right, almost all the way down. And I think I need to do a little on the side here. Looks like I missed a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, that's cool. We're gonna give this a little water. And we're gonna let the ink do its thing. Let's give it a blot and see what we got. Oh yeah. I think I want to give it a little more. Okay, let's blot again. Now look at that. That is a pretty cool background. Okay, I'm gonna go dry this with the heat tool and then we'll move on with a little bit of spray. All right, we are all dry. I'm gonna put the stencil back down and just do a little bit of spraying with some Distress Spray Stain and Antique Bronze. So I wanna line it back up. I'm just gonna do a little bit here and there. That kind of smooshed under it, didn't it? Give it a blot. Spritz again. Maybe a little more over on this side. Oh, got one big blob there, but that's okay. Alrighty, let's move on to a little stamping, into the fun part. I think I want to take this letter background and stamp it with the Vintage Photo Oxide. Let's see which way it goes. This way. Here. Maybe we'll do another one. I just love the way that looks. Oh yes. And then we'll hit it with some water again. So it can blur a little. Oh, sorry for the sniffles. A lot. going to stamp it a little bit in the gray also. I'm not sure how much it's going to show up, but we're going to give it a try and see. How about here? I guess it shows up a little. I like it. I like it a lot. Then we'll do this one this way. And then this one, how about we overlap? Yes, please. Okay. I dig it. Okay, so we have some background done. Put this guy back on the paper. Okay, now our rose, y'all, this is so pretty. Ugh, look at that. Gorgeous, right? Will he fit on this block? Ugh. Not quite. I'm just gonna stamp this onto some white cardstock with, let's see. Let's try a vintage photo, and then I want to color it with colored pencils. Let's see what we get here. This may have to stamp a couple of times since it's new. And nice and inky. Oh, that's gorgeous. All right, I want another one. Because I'm so happy with it. And yes, I think the vintage photo is what we're gonna stick with. Wasn't sure if I was gonna want it in the vintage photo, but I think I do. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to actually stamp it onto here because I don't want to fussy cut all these little bits that are sticking out. So I'm going to stamp it onto the page, and then when I cut out, I can just cut the like around the major part, but the little other bits will still be here. It's cheating. That's also how I do bugs that have skinny legs and antennas and things like that, because, listen, I don't want to cut that crap out. And there's just no good way to do it without having a white border. And I don't always want that stinking white border. Press, press, press. Okay, there we go. Put this off to the side. So we're going to start with this lightest green. We're just going to color in our leaves. The ones I'm going to keep anyway. That one's not too fiddly. I'll keep that one. And see all this right here. That's here. And then we'll go in with a little darker green. bit of this kind of teal green. I just love this color. The birds are really talkative today. Okay. Now our roses. I'm going to start with this off-white. I have a cream color. Let's see what the name is on it. Cream, huh? And then this one. And then I'm gonna color this one here. Actually, I might color all three of these roses because I may cut them out and use just the roses too. Maybe pop one up. Maybe tuck a few more in. Now this is not fussy coloring. It's just a little bit of color. And do this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut that off because that's fussy. Okay, I'm gonna color this, yeah, this one. I'm gonna color a little different though. I'm not gonna add the light layer first. Okay, now let's see if there's anything I should color on here. I like these little leaves, add a little color to those. Okay, I think we're gonna start cutting. This is a scrap of Neenah Solar White, 110 pounds. It's gonna be a nice thick, you know, almost like a die cut. Okay, our lovely hastily colored flowers are cut out. Look how pretty though. And then we have two more little ones that I cut out from the second image because I want to pop dot them on. I'm not going to add words to this. Usually I have, you know, some kind of quote or phrase or something. And initially I was going to use this, "You're allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously." But I changed my mind. I got a little punchinella here. We're going to glue that on. And our flowers. Let's see. I gotta make sure I know which way they're supposed to go though. This way. Yes. Okay. Just use a little bear glue. Just do it that way. And I think I want that. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Then I want to put a little bit of thread behind this flower. Oh, what did I do? No, I'll just cut it. This is just embroidery floss that I somehow made a mess of. Cut a little bit of that. Then a little bit of coppery colored embroidery floss. And since I use this really heavy paper, it's gonna accept all this craziness just fine. Let it go down there. That weird little piece stuck on there. And we'll add some copper back there as well. And I'm not being too picky about how it goes. I'm just letting it do its thing. Let it land where it wants to land. Just hopefully get it to stick in the glue. All right, so let's loop this around again. Add around that way. Okay, I'm going to add some more glue to it. And you could use whatever wet glue you have for this. Probably even like Collage Medium would work fine. Eileen's Tacky Glue. Whatever you got. Okay, my head's going to have to be in the way here. You can see where it's going. Hold it down. Trim that. And I need some foam adhesive here. Let's see. We're going to pop this one right over the main image and just have it have a little dimension. This goes on there. This one's smaller, it only needs 2. not going to cover that flower up because I really like the white highlights on it. So I'm going to put this one right here. So see, the ones up higher up have the white highlights on them, where the ones lower down don't. And I like that bit of difference. So I'm going to keep it like that. I think the last thing I want to add is just a few gems. All right, let's add some bling on here. Let's see. Put one here. That fits right in the punchinelle hole, perfect. Oh no. Goodness. Sometimes things just don't behave. Much like children and pets. You go there, homie. Then I'm going to put one more coming out. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing at this end. One here. And then one here. And one here. Alrighty, here's our finished art journal page. It was pretty simple. We used the stencil for the back, inked through it with Vintage Photo, Pumice Stone, and Forest Moss, and then sprayed through it a little bit with the spray stain, which didn't go as I had hoped. It just kind of made blobs, but I still like it. And then we stamped one of the background stamps with Vintage Photo and Pumice Stone. And then we stamped the focal image with Vintage Photo Archival, colored it with colored pencils, little punchinella, little thread, little bling, voila. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And it's killing me not to put the wording on it, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to branch out and I'm going to leave it. So, I hope you enjoyed watching me make this art journal page. And seriously, head to your local Joann's and see if they have any of these clearance sets left, because, I mean, they're less than half price. They're great little sets to have. I mean, they're very handy. And a lot of them are smaller, scaled down images of larger stamp sets. So that makes them really, I think, really versatile. Anyway, have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and go make something. Bye-bye.